Morning everybody, how are y'all doing today? I'm doing great, but JayTechTV is not, and that's honestly putting it lightly. Because in case you guys don't know by now, there's a new game coming out soon called Lost Soul Aside, and honestly, I'm not really super interested in the game. It doesn't look particularly amazing or anything, but it was made by one guy, and then PlayStation noticed it and they liked it a lot, and so they offered to publish the game. However, the game is not exclusive to PlayStation. It's coming out on PC day and date as well, and so technically speaking, this is the first single-player PlayStation published game that isn't a remaster or anything like that that's coming to PC day and date. Because, for example, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered was on PC day and date, and so was the Until Dawn remake, so technically those would count, but if you're not including remasters, then this is the first one. And JayTechTV a few days ago had a stream where he talked about this, at least for part of it, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say this dude had a mental breakdown. Like, I know I say that sometimes just for, like, the sake of the title or whatever, but I'm not exaggerating, so I'm warning you now, if you're not wearing headphones or something, you might want to. This dude gets loud. If you're near kids, he's gonna yell some things that you probably don't want them to hear. So with that fair warning out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into this and watch JayTechTV lose his mind over PlayStation publishing a game day and date on PC.
You want to know why Lost Soul Aside is taking a long time? One of the major reasons is because the game is going day and date to PC, and the game is also being marketed on PC with Nvidia, with GeForce ray tracing and frame generation, which means they basically have fake frames to make it look like it's a shitload of frames. So this one goes all the way up to 506 frames. And again, when the PC fan sees that, their fucking heart get elevated and they get all fucking happy and shit. And again, at the end of the day, this developer is PC-centric.
Okay, I genuinely have to ask something. How can a dev be PC-centric if this is their first game and it's going to console and PC? Are they PC-centric because there's a video from Nvidia showing frame generation? Because by this logic, almost every major game that comes out that supports DLSS and frame generation is PC-centric. I mean, for God's sake, Stellar Blade just got one of these videos. Does that mean the Stellar Blade devs are PC-centric even though the game was exclusive to PlayStation for a year? Something's not adding up about this, man. Also funny that he calls out PC gamers for having elevated heart rates when they see high frame rates, when his heart rate is about to get far more elevated than mine ever could from a simple frame rate. Also, I love that anytime a game gets delayed or anytime anything bad happens to a PlayStation game, it's automatically because of a PC port. And this argument is going to persist throughout this video. Don't you worry. He's going to blame PC for a bunch of other things later.
I'm not going to continue to warn you guys every time I see shit like this. You guys are gamers. You should know the tall tale signs. You should know when something doesn't look right. You should know when something looks too good to be true. You know, if your boy is staying away from it, and I'm talking about myself, if I'm staying away from something, I'm staying away from something for a very good fucking reason. We all are against day and date.
We? We.
I'm sorry, who is this we? Are you talking about everybody in your stream? Like, the 20-something people watching your stream right now? Wow, the echo chamber that you formed by blocking and banning anybody who disagrees with you agrees that PC day and date is bad. Wow, amazing. I mean, you know what? Let's do some math real quick. It said that there were 17 people in the stream, at least I'm assuming that's people in the stream or members or whoever. Whatever, let's assume there were 17 people watching the stream. Let's go, it's 17. Hold on, 17 divided by 75 million. Because there's 75 million PS5s out there. Enter. Dude, the we who Jay is talking about here is such a small number that Google's calculator has to use scientific notation to show it. Oh my god, I guess that's the we he's talking about. Jesus, dude. And then what do you mean by you should know when something looks too good to be true? What, is it too good to be true if it comes out on PC? Because then every PlayStation game is too good to be true. He's gonna act all high and mighty about not buying games because he doesn't support PC day and date, but just keep in mind, this dude is a big Helldivers fan. But I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. We'll get there soon.
But you guys are so desperate.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too, man.
Yeah, but listen, let me finish talking. We are against day and date, but PlayStation gamers have been very desperate for some fucking W. We've already won. Why are you desperate for a W? You guys are looking at Law Suicide like, oh, it's gonna deliver us a W. Nigga, that shit is day and date on PC. That goes against everything you believe in. I'm confused. Do you guys want all PlayStation games to be day and date or not? Like, bro, they literally are fucking testing you. And a lot of you guys are about to fail the fucking test.
I'm sorry, is he assuming that every PlayStation gamer thinks exactly like he does, where they buy games to get W's over other platforms? Dude, you cannot be this far gone mentally, surely. Most people who buy a video game are buying it because they want to try it out because they think it looks good, not because they're desperate for a W over another platform in a made-up console war. And what do you mean you won? He's asking people, why are you desperate for a W? We've already won. What, like PlayStation 1 over PC already? Or over Xbox? I'm so confused about what he's talking about right now. I swear to God, anytime you go to a JTech stream, even in full context, it sounds like you're missing a half hour of rambling beforehand. But no, he's just a professional yapper. And this is what I was talking about earlier. He's like, oh, do you guys want PlayStation games to go day and date to PC? When this dude bought Helldivers 2 day one and has put hundreds of hours into it, and that game was day and date on PC. Like, dude, shut the hell up. Stop acting all high and mighty about this. You voted with your wallet. You're clearly okay with it. And to answer your question, yes, I do want PlayStation games to be day and date on PC, and they will be. And unfortunately for you, you not buying Lost Soul aside is not going to change that, because the hundreds of millions Sony makes off of PC speaks volumes over the $70 they're missing out on because you're salty.
This game is literally being marketed for PC underneath your nose 2 months ago. This video's from 1 year ago. It's literally being marketed as a fucking showpiece for PC. You guys are fucking falling for the biggest fucking bait and switch ever. You wanna know why it's taking so long? Because they wanna make sure the PC version as good as possible. And then also launch it day and date. We are going to get the shit into the stick.
Oh no, they're taking time putting out the game because they want the PC port to be good. What a terrible thing. I mean, let's be real. The only reason Jay has a problem with that is because then he can't use the argument that PC ports are bad and console is better, even though that already was not a valid argument in the first place. Also, Jay, do you know what a bait and switch is? This game was always advertised as coming to PC. What is baiting about this? A better example of a bait and switch would be when they announced that Death Stranding was getting a PC port the week the game launched. Also, I love that he says we're gonna get the crap end of the stick. Yeah, dude, you're on console. Of course you are. You literally have the inferior version of every game you play. If you want the best version of a game, you gotta play it on PC. That's just how it is. I say that, but this is not an invitation for you to come over to PC. We don't want you over here. Please stay on your PS5 Pro and mauled about it. Which, it's really kind of funny to think about because he was talking all about how the PS5 Pro is better than a $2,000 PC. You gotta spend thousands of dollars on a PC to match the price of a $700 console. But now apparently PlayStation gamers are getting the short end of the stick. Kind of funny how that works.
That shit's crazy.
I mean, I can't understand how y'all didn't see this shit. I knew about this for a couple fucking months now. I saw the fucking trailer like months ago on my feed, but I didn't pay attention to it. I think it was like 3 weeks ago I saw this shit and I was like, yeah, that's probably why I didn't like it. And that's exactly what I told myself. I was like, man, I knew I was fucking right about something.
You know, I was just praying yesterday about Sony should go back to their old ways, man.
Hey, I'm right there with you. I'm always with you. Every day, every minute, every second, every week, every month, every year. I am on the same page with you, Brian. But it's not gonna fucking happen. We have too many fucking desperate PlayStation fans that need a W for validation of the purchase of the fucking box. PlayStation is the greatest game company in the fucking world. They are already a walking W.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially confirmed it. JayTechTV might be the biggest fanboy of all time. PlayStation is the greatest games company on planet Earth, and they are a walking W. Dude, I can't believe I'm hearing this right now. I don't know who I would consider the greatest games company, but it's sure as hell not PlayStation. And how are they a walking W, dude? What has happened to PlayStation in the last few years? They've canceled several live service games. Concord came out and got shut down within 2 weeks, losing them $400 million. They pulled a bait and switch at the state of play with Ghost of Yotei, which, by the way, that's an actual example of a bait and switch. When they showed the Ghost of Yotei trailer and said, oh no, sorry, we're doing a gameplay deep dive in July. That's a bait and switch. They just sold you last year a scam console that cost $700. They have increased the price of PS Plus multiple times. They purchased Bungie in response to Xbox purchasing Activision, which ended up getting The Last of Us faction shut down. They canceled the Spider-Man game, and the only new game Bungie is actually coming out with has been plagued with controversy. It's going to be dead on arrival because it's an extraction shooter charging $40 that got caught plagiarizing. PlayStation's had a couple good moments over the last couple of years, but for the most part, it's been disastrous. Don't you dare try to claim that they are a walking W. I don't think I'd call any game company right now a walking W, even FromSoft or id. Also, I love that he says PlayStation gamers need validation for the purchase of their box. Isn't that literally you? Like, aren't you complaining about games going to PC day and date because you want to feel validated in the purchase of your PS5 Pro? This whole rant just feels like complete projection.
You do not need to give up what you are as a PlayStation gamer to support a game that is literally marketing itself as being better on PC right underneath your nose, forcing a fucking delay, literally forcing a delay, and you're still gonna be like, oh man, that's dope, that's dope, oh my god, look at that, that's dope. Nigga, we're not getting those frames. We're not getting that level of detail on ray tracing. Shit, I haven't even seen a spec video like this for PlayStation 5.
I mean, are you really expecting those kind of frames from a console? Because that's on you, if that's the case. I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest, man. It just sounds like you're jealous. And I love how he says the game's marketing itself as being better on PC, as if A, that's untrue, because, you know, it is true, and B, as if literally all of Sony's games don't do that. Every single PlayStation first-party game markets itself on PC as having uncapped frame rates, ultra-wide support, ray tracing you can't get on console. This happens with literally every PlayStation game, so I don't know why you're so upset about it suddenly. And are you really gonna make fun of people for being excited for this game, even if it's on PC? Dude, most people don't give a damn. They think the game looks good, they want to try it, they're gonna go try it. Stop acting like everybody is like this. People like you make the rest of the PlayStation user base look bad, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that.
Now, I want y'all to understand, this is an official Nvidia GeForce video showing off ray tracing and frame generations. But at the beginning of the video and at the end of the video, what do you see? The official PlayStation logo. So not only is this game promoting itself on PC, it is a PlayStation published game promoting itself on PC. It is the first PlayStation published fucking single player game to go day and date
I mean, again, like I said in the intro, technically Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered happened first, but even Jay's not going to count that game. Let's be real, it doesn't deserve to be counted. So yeah, I guess, you know what? This is the first non-remaster game to get ported day and date. Also, he's got at least 2 people in the call with him. I wonder what these guys are thinking while he's just screaming his head off. And it's about to get even worse, don't worry. But I'm assuming they're agreeing with him, but I wonder if even they're like, whoa man, calm down. But they're just too afraid to say anything because this dude sounds like he's actually about to snap. And just keep in mind as well, Sony doesn't even actually own this company. They're just publishing the game. We might have to put Jay on a watch list because he might actually commit a serious crime if a PlayStation studio goes day and date.
If you buy this game, you fail the test. Do not get mad at me. Don't come back and say, oh my god, Jay, I was right with you. Nigga, don't fucking say that dumbass shit. If you are not with me right now, you are not with me in the future when shit hits the fucking fan. I'm letting you guys know right fucking now. If you fail this fucking test and the other major first party games go over, it is on you. 5 years ago, we had a fucking test. Hold on, Brian. 5 years ago, we had a fucking test. And a lot of y'all motherfuckers failed.
I'm curious to know what that test was. Was it Horizon Zero Dawn PC? Because I don't see how a PlayStation gamer could, quote, fail that test, because it would be the PC guys who buy the game. And like I said before, this is so hypocritical, because if failing the test is buying a game that's going to PC day and date, then Jay, you failed last year with Helldivers, and you're over here yelling and screaming into the void about people buying games on PlayStation that are also going to PC, when you yourself are equally at fault for this. And why is this guy talking like he's like an anime protagonist during like a really pivotal moment in the show when he's about to break up with his best friend or something? If you're not with me now, you're not with me in the future. This is a grown-ass man in his 30s, by the way, shrieking and crying like a child because he's upset that his favorite company is putting a game on another platform. I strive to be at a point in my life where this is my biggest concern. It would not surprise me if this like kept Jay up at night or something, and that is depressing to think about.
And a lot of my
That's a Jay in his bag.
I'm in my fucking bag. And a lot of PlayStation Legion gamers, our brothers, our sisters, they were like, nah man, it's alright, let them put it on PC. They gotta make that extra money and we're gonna get a lot of games. What we got in the last 5 years, we got more cancellations than new IPs. That's what we got. From Sony fucking around with PC, we got more cancellation than new IPs. Now they're giving us a new test. 5 years have went by. They're giving us a new test. You know what the next test is? Day and date.
Whoa, 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 hold on. Something is not adding up here. PlayStation was a walking W, I thought. You said you guys won and there's no need for validation or a desperate W, but now you're telling me they canceled all these games within the last few years, and somehow this is PC's fault? This is like the epitome of correlation versus causation. Sony canceled a bunch of live service games because they're incompetent and they don't know what people want, not because of PC. It's like the classic argument where it's like, oh, ice cream sales go up in the summer, but so do homicides. So does that mean more ice cream sales leads to more homicides? No. Jay is making that exact argument here. Sony's making more PC ports. They're also canceling more games. Therefore, the PC ports are the cause of the games being canceled. You know, it's not poor decision making. The fact that PlayStation gamers are also not buying these live service games. Or, you know, the fact that Bungie is canceling games that can't be monetized to hell and back. No, none of that could be the case. It's all PC's fault, according to Jay.
Again, you see the PlayStation logo pop up in the beginning, and you're going to see the PlayStation logo at the end. This is the first PlayStation published day and date single player AAA exclusive.
That is actually focused on PC.
Exactly. If you buy the game, you're telling Sony with your wallet, we want day and date. We're okay with day and date.
Again, you bought Helldivers, so you're part of the problem. I say problem, but day and date is not a problem. It's a very good thing. Jay just wants you to believe it is one. And I love, he says, this is the first PlayStation AAA exclusive to go to PC. A game cannot be exclusive and also be on multiple platforms. That is not how that works. As much as you want to believe it, Jay, this game is not exclusive. Sorry, man. And almost none of your games are exclusive anymore, except for what? Gran Turismo and Demon Souls and Astrobot. So there you go. You got 3 truly exclusive games. Honestly, the reason he's so mad is probably because he's realizing he wasted his money on a PS5 Pro. I would say poor JayTech, but I don't feel bad for him at all. If you get this mad over other people getting to play games, you deserve to be angry.
It's not out.
I'm not telling niggas to buy the game or not. I'm letting you know that this is a fucking test. You're either gonna pass it or fail. I know a lot of y'all gonna look at this gameplay, you're like, oh my god, the gameplay's good. Oh my god, look at the graphics, that's good. That's enough for a lot of you guys to casually give your money to a company on a casual level of thinking, right? Yes, no disrespect to you, but that does make you a casual gamer. If you look at a fucking game and it's first-person shooter and the gun looks good, and you like the violence, and the game has blood, and that's enough to attract you, and all of that combined is enough to give you the thought that, like, oh, this is a good game, let me give them my money, you're casual. If you're that easily persuaded, you're casual.
Guys, we've done it. We have found the purest form of irony. JayTechTV calling other people casuals and saying, oh, well, if this is all you need to buy the game, then you're a casual. Need I remind you of this moment when you were reacting to the Game Awards 2024?
It says Sony. I see Sony.
You were completely disinterested in Intergalactic, and then as soon as you saw that Sony logo, you perked up and immediately were like, oh my god, guys, it says Sony. How are you gonna make fun of people for wanting to get a game because it looks good? Meanwhile, here you are getting hyped over a game literally because it has the Sony logo on it. You are an even worse version of what you're making fun of right here, and you just somehow can't see it. You have no self-awareness. Not to mention, need I remind you of that horrendous Doom gameplay you posted a couple months ago? You are the epitome of a casual, not just in terms of how bad you are at games, but also because all you need to see to know that you want a game is the PlayStation logo on it. I feel like self-awareness is a rare thing to come across nowadays, and it's honestly scary.
You could buy a lot of games, and you could have been a gamer for many years, and you could still be fucking casual. I know niggas that only play Grand Theft Auto, Need for Speed, Assassin's Creed, Madden, basketball every fucking year, and they're casual. And they will always be casual. They can't think for themselves. They never go outside the fucking box.
Congratulations, you just described the majority of the PlayStation user base. The people who play Madden, FIFA, COD, Minecraft, Fortnite, Assassin's Creed, and who don't have brand loyalty. And apparently not having brand loyalty means you can't think for yourself. I mean, Jay, you just said there's nothing wrong with being a casual, and here you are insulting casuals, basically calling them stupid, saying they can't think for themselves. And dude, the irony of him saying that they can't think outside the box or go outside their box when you quite literally never go outside your plastic box that is your PS5 Pro. You are stuck in this made-up console war, and you are literally refusing to buy games because you can't see past it and because you just despise PC gamers that much, to the point where you will literally miss out on games you might be interested in if it means that maybe Sony will stop doing day and date. It is genuinely depressing.
I am letting you know what will happen if you buy this game. You're giving Sony an answer that you want day and date. The one thing that destroyed Xbox, a lot of you guys are gonna fail. I already fucking know it. Because it happened 5 years ago and y'all fucking failed.
I mean, again, by your own logic, you already failed this test last year with Helldivers, but putting that aside, going day and date is not what destroyed Xbox. Hell, going day and date on PC has helped them make more money than ever. What ruined Xbox was the Xbox One, and their horrendous PR at the time. No sharing games, you can't be offline. This weird obsession with focusing on making the Xbox more like a TV, charging $100 more than their competitor for a console that was basically the same power. There are a lot of things that led to the downfall of Xbox, at least as a console, but going day and date on PC was not one of those things, as much as you'd like to believe it.
The one 5 years ago that caused us multiple cancellations of multiplayer games that we actually wanted to play. Last of Us Faction, Spider-Man multiplayer, Twisted Metal. Like, the games we really wanted to play, we don't have. They've been canceled because the pandering to PC. The reason why they canceled these games, guys, is because they looked at these games and they said, these IPs are not familiar with PC, and PC fans do not care about these types of games, and there's not going to be any successful way of actually marketing these games to PC fans to support. So if the PC fans if they believe the PC fans can't be convinced enough to support said game, be it single player, multiplayer, or games as a service, they're just going to cancel it.
I mean, I could have just sworn a few minutes ago you were saying that PlayStation was a walking W, and now you're sitting here complaining about all the games they've canceled that you wanted to play, and somehow you're finding a way to blame PC for it. You're saying this like you know it for sure. Dude, you have no idea why they actually canceled those games. It sure as hell wasn't because they couldn't appeal to PC gamers. The Last of Us Factions, for example, we know that got canceled because Bungie said it wasn't good enough. It wasn't monetizable enough with microtransactions or something like that. Why the Spider-Man game got canceled, I have no idea, but it definitely wasn't because of PC. Because guess what? Spider-Man is one of Sony's best-selling PC ports. I think that game would have been awesome and would have had a lot of success on both PlayStation and PC. But then this whole argument also goes against what you said before, because Jay's one of those guys, in case you don't know, where he's like, oh, PC gamers are just a bunch of pirates. Sony makes no money on PC. Then why are they catering to PC so hard if they're barely making any money? Have you finally realized that that argument is completely idiotic and untrue? Why would Sony cater so hard to PC fans to the point where, according to you, they'll just cancel games if it doesn't get enough PC support? If PC is so unviable. Also, wouldn't that prove that you guys on PlayStation aren't doing your part? Because if you guys were really buying and supporting these games, then why would they be getting canceled like this? Why would they need to rely on PC support? Really makes you think, doesn't it? And yeah, guys, with all that being said, that is all I've got for this video today. This video was actually supposed to be up yesterday, but I ended up touching too much grass, so I couldn't get it done. But it's finally here, and I sincerely hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, subscribe if you want to see more, join us every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for Salt streams, and join us every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern for gaming streams on the gaming channel, and I will catch you all next time.